In this video, I want to talk about how to check your large format view camera's bellows for light leaks, and if you discover that you do have some, how to go about repairing them. I hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone. If you're a large format photographer, one of the most vulnerable parts of your camera is the bellows. It gets repeatedly folded and unfolded, stretched, poked. It endures heat, cold, dust, grit, gets rained on, snowed on, and it's the only thing standing between your film and a massive overexposure of non-image light. So if there are any leaks, it's not a good thing. So this is my Toho FC45X, and I actually just reacquired this from a friend of mine who I sold it to when I sort of got out of large format and into the medium format digital about 10 years ago. But over the last year or so, I've been sort of interested in getting back into a large format. So I called my friend and asked him if he was still using the Toho and would he be willing to sell it back to me. And he said yes, he would. So I now have my camera back. I'm the original owner of this, and I used it for, I don't know, maybe 12 or so years before I sold it to my friend. And so then he used it, and now it's back to me. So it's almost 20 years old, but I'm not thinking of it that way. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, this is my camera. It's my original camera that I bought. And so I wasn't thinking about any light leaks. And so unfortunately, I didn't test the bellows for leaks, and I went on my spring photography trip to the Smokies, and turns out I did have some leaks. I'd never had any leaks in any of my cameras before. It just didn't occur to me to check, which is really my bad. But after I sent the film to the lab, they called me up and wanted to talk about it. And I said before, this is never a good thing when the lab wants to call and talk about your film. So they told me I had some light leaks, and did I know how to check them? Yes, I knew how to check them. So I checked, and sure enough, I have lots of leaks, actually, lots of pinholes, all in these corners, okay? All four corners where the bellows come together. There are all kinds of pinholes, and some of them are worse than others, and I think there's probably only a few back here toward the film plane that are the ones that are really the worst offenders. But anyway, it's a problem, and I got to fix it. So I looked online, and what are your options? Well, you could get a replacement bellows. Unfortunately, this company's out of business, so getting an original bellows from them is probably not an option. There are lots of companies, or some companies, I guess, that make replacement bellows, and I can sort of see those online, but it's a little hard to tell what you're going to get, and I haven't gone down that road yet, although I may need to. So repairing them is kind of the option I'm looking at, and one of the classic ways to do it is with electrician's tape, and you just sort of cut and fold little pieces and put them over where the leaks are, but that's ugly, and the tape comes off eventually. And so another option I found was to use a very special paint. It's like an artist paint, but it's a black paint, really thick and goopy. And apparently you can just, once you identify where the leaks are, you can just daub little bits of it onto where the hole is, let it dry, and then after that it's not water soluble, so it'll hold up in any kind of weather. And apparently it's very flexible, so as the bellows is moving back and forth, it won't flake off. So it seems to be a really good option. So the first thing I want to show you today is how I checked for the light leaks. And the first thing you do is you go in your darkroom, if you have one, or just a dark bedroom or a closet, and you need a flashlight. You need a bright flashlight like this. And then you want to put a film holder in the camera. Back, and that's just so that you won't have light spilling out, which will sort of spoil the effect of being able to see the pinholes as your flashlight illuminates them. And then you just put the flashlight inside the camera, and you aim at the bellows area, and you just move it up and down and check, and you'll be able to see those light leaks, the little pinholes happen, and you need to do this to all four corners, okay, all four corners, and you'll find out whether or not you have any leaks. And if you do, it's time to repair them. So next, I'm going to try to repair these pinholes, and I'm going to use this paint. This is Liquitex Basics Mars Black, and I will put the link to this in the description so you can see where this is and where I got it. But I'm going to get set up to do that and try to show you that right now as we try to repair a few of these holes and see how it works. So first I want to try to show you how to look inside the bellows with the flashlight. Normally you would do this in a dark room. I'm just in the little studio here and have a little bit of subdued light just so you can sort of see things as opposed to being completely dark. But anyway, the idea here is we just take the flashlight and go the whole length of the bellows, aiming right in the corner. So you can see some leaks already right there. Hopefully that's showing up. Yep. Okay. And just make our way down the bellows. And you can see lots of little pinholes here as we go. Now we're down at the film plane end, and that's the really bad one, right? Okay, several bad ones right there. Okay, so now I'm making my way back toward the front. Okay, so that's a lot of holes to patch. Now let's just try the other side. And we'll just go in same way. Make our way down. Again, these little pinholes show up much better when you're in a completely dark room, but hopefully this is going to show on video. And again, down by the film plane, it seems to be worse. So now I'm going to make my way back. Not quite as many in the middle, although there's some. And then back toward the front. Okay. So I would just do that same thing with the bottom edge on this side and the bottom edge on this side, and just do all four corners and all around and find the leaks, and then we go about repairing them. So that's what we're going to try next. Okay, so I'm going to take our Mars Black, and I've never opened this. I have no idea what this is going to be like, but I just want to squirt some down in this little ceramic cup, and we'll see what we've got to work with here. Okay, so that's like that, and it does look pretty thick. That's good. And then I'm just taking a small brush. This is a brush that I used for spotting prints, and so we're just going to take and put some on the brush, and then we're going to start trying to identify the pinholes and putting this goopy mixture on there to fill in the holes. Okay, so I actually have the flashlight inside the bellows now, propped in there, and you can see, hopefully you can see this little light patch here, and another one here, and I think down here. And so just a couple here that I'm going to try to patch with this paint. So let's see how this goes. We're just going to put some right on here. Try to actually poke it down through the hole and paint that on there like that. Again, try to poke this one down through the hole, and then some on top. Okay. And then I think here's one right here. Well, I can't tell. Of course, now it's shiny, so I can't tell if that's blocking the pull or if that's just a shine. I think it's just a shine. Yeah. Okay, so, no, I think that's a hole. Right here, let's try that. Okay. So hopefully it doesn't dry shiny, so we'll be able to see whether it's really blocking the light. That'll be easy to tell because I'll just take it in a dark room and try it. Okay, so that's the procedure right there. And now let's just see what happens if I get in there and remove the flashlight. It's kind of hard to tell because we have, you can definitely see, I see some kind of a light over here. So something's still coming through. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay. Good. Let's see if we can make that show. Well, I'm going to do it without the flashlight. Okay, so we'll just liberally apply some right on here. It might take a few applications for the larger holes to fill in. That'd be understandable. Okay, let's just see if we can tell anything with. Okay, now we can see one down here. Yeah, but I don't see the others as much. Again, that's, oh, there's a little bit right there. So you can see this is going to be a little tedious, and I am not going to make you all watch while I fumble around trying to figure out exactly how to do this, but I think this is going to be the procedure, just painting this on most of these creases where we had leaks, letting it dry, and then putting the flashlight inside and trying it again. So that seems to be what I'm going to be doing for the next little while, and I'll come back and talk to you again after I've had some time to try this. Well, I finished applying the first coat of paint to the light leaks in the bellows, and I am cautiously optimistic. It seems like it worked pretty well, and if I spin this around here, you can see it doesn't really doesn't look too bad. You can't really see any big shines or glares or any kind of problem, so it looks pretty nice. It's a pretty good solution as far as just the visual appeal of the camera. But tomorrow will be the real test, because they said to just leave it sit like this overnight, 24 hours. So tomorrow I'll put the flashlights back in and go into a really dark room this time and closely inspect all these areas, every single spot along here that I repaired, and just see if I can see any light leaks at all. And if so, I'll just repair again, just apply a little more, and a couple, 3 days of this, it could be, more or less good as new, which would be great. And so I'm excited to then have a working bellows and be able to go out and expose some test sheets of film. This time I will not wait for the next trip. I will actually, expose some film and send it off and make sure that that it looks good. So that's what I'm going to do next. And if any of you, though, have ever had to do this, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And especially if you've had to replace your bellows. Did you have to get a custom bellows made? I'd love to know in the comments below what company you used, what it had cost, what was the experience like, because I still may have to go that way for a more permanent repair on the Toho. But anyway, stay tuned for, as I use this over time, and we'll see how well the repairs hold. I'll keep you updated on that. And I will put a link to this Liquitex Basics Mars Black in the description below, so you can see what that is. And thanks so much for watching, following along with this little repair job. I hope it's been interesting for you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, please, and please do subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.